Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It has been since the end of November when I did the last video for the shower. Things got, with the holidays and then things going on, got crazy and just haven't been able to get to it. And I'm going to try to get back on it on a regular basis to try to get this thing done. So what I've got to do today, it's been so long, is I got to make sure I got all the parts to carry on to rough in my water outlet and my shower outlet. I got to make sure I have all the parts. I'm pretty sure I've bought parts here and there over the last 6 months or so. And it's one I got, before I get started on it, I want to make sure I got all the parts so I know how far I could even go right now. But we should be able to get, hopefully, this weekend, hopefully get the spigots mounted, and hopefully be able to get my water shutoffs converted over. You'll see that here in a minute what I'm getting ready to do. As before, always, there's just not much room in here to film, so you won't see me much. I'll just be holding the camera, showing you what I'm doing, which is alright, I guess. I got a face made for radio. So, I'll probably do kind of a recap as we're going along, but I could stand here for 30 minutes alone telling you everything that still needs to be done. So we'll kind of cross those bridges as we come to them. So right now, I'm just going to get in the pile of stuff here and see what all I've got ready to use right now. And hopefully it's all right. Being a plumber I'm not even sure I've got the right stuff that I need to have. So that's one of the problems with me and plumbing. There are so many parts with plumbing. And I mean, you really need to know what you're doing to put them in correctly. So if I take my time, I think I can get it right. And we'll just see what happens. Okay, got things straightened out and found the parts that I have right now. There's my shower outlet coming out of the wall. The shower head goes on this end. And here's my elbow. That sticks out of the wall. And then the outlet screws in right there. I know that's right. I've got my water valve everything goes into. I kind of know what's going on, but I don't have the instructions anymore. I've about got figured out what goes on. Got that. I've got, I'm going to put water shutoffs in here. And I've got these 2 quarter turns. I really like the quarter turns on any water shutoff. It's a whole lot easier than screwing it and screwing it. A whole lot less to go wrong. So, getting back to what I was talking about earlier, the beginning, what I got to do is really hard to see. It's really dark, so I'm not gonna. There's water line coming up, goes into the hot and cold on-off knob. So I got to take it loose from here and get it screwed onto here. And then the PEX line goes from there up to my new shower water shutoff. The one thing that happened to me a while back is I had another bathroom sink in the half bath where I was just going to change out the spigot, and no water shutoffs below the thing. And when I went to turn the water off outside, I turned it off, but for whatever reason the cold water never shut all the way off. Somehow it wasn't drained all the way down. Anyway, so when I went to take this style water the nut on the water line loose, it cracked. So I had to redo all that. Anyway, so what I'm scared of this time is it's going to happen again. So if it does, I can just put this PEX line on there. But if it does work, I can use the threaded side to thread back into what's already there. So either way, I'm covered on that. Okay, so here's what I gotta find out. I'll show you something here. All right, we got that water line there. Let's say that the one I'm getting ready to take loose does not crack. It means I can thread that back on to the existing water line to create a water shutoff. Then, by the way, I'm going to put an access door. There's a closet on the other side of this. There's already an access door down here low. On this side, right there, going into the closet. So I got enough slack where I can put it there, but anyway, that's regardless. So let's say this one works. Then I'll have to go from PEX line to threaded line when I go up. So I would need to find a fitting that goes from PEX to 1/2 inch female. I'm not saying I can't, but I don't know. So I'll know after I get that water line on. If that water line cracks and I have to use that, then I'll have to go from thread to thread, which I still got to find. Still have to find the PEX to 1/2 inch thread, if that's possible. Good. I don't do soldering, so I'm going to try to do it this way. I don't trust my soldering because I'm not a plumber. So that's where we're at on that. So right now I'm going to go get some red electrical tape, and I'm going to put it on my hot line here so I'll know which one is the hot. And then I'm going to take my osculating tool and cut all of this out of the way, so all I have is the 2 knobs. I'm not going to be able to do the shut off today. It's raining too much outside, and like I said before, I've got to excuse me, still got a cough. I've got to access my water line from outside, so I have to take the door off. There's insulation I got to get out of the way, and it's just a hassle when it's sunny outside. So I'm not going to do it in the rain. Tomorrow it's not supposed to be raining, so I'll hopefully be ready to do that tomorrow. So I'm, at least for now, going to see about getting this mounted and my, what do they call this again? This is called drop ear elbow. Drop ear elbow. Learn something every day. I'm going to get that mounted. And both of those, here is the, it's saying that this will be flush with your finished wall. It's another thing we got to figure out exactly what we're going to put on the wall here, so I know where to mount this at. So a couple minor things to figure out, nothing major. And so I'm probably going to have to run to the parts house to do some investigating, and get back to you soon. Okay, here I have my red electrical tape. I'll just, this is my hot line right here. So I'll just go back several inches from where I'm going to be working in case I have to cut the line. I'll wrap that tape around there. That will let me know that that is my hot water. Alright, now I'm going to start cutting all this out. I'll spare you the loud noise. Just to recap what I'm going to be doing. Get my camera up there a little bit. I'm going to attempt to cut all the, this is what's left of the bathtub, in case you're new to the, if you aren't, if this is your first video, I think it's the 13th video. Encourage you to go back and watch the other ones. Yeah, there's a whole playlist. And I'm going to cut around both of these to try to get them all loose. I think I can take this off, I think, but I got to be able to work with it. So, then probably just cut around it. Alright, here we go. Okay, I've got the rest of that plastic out of the way. So, in a perfect world, I turn the water off. This unthreads from here, threads on my new water shut off. Which I still got a bunch of slack I need to pull up too. In here from underneath the floor. Get that done. I was tempted just to take this and go right to my shower, which I guess I could, but then anytime I needed to shut the water off to here, I'd have to go all the way outside again, which is okay. When you when it's not raining and it's sunny out or whatever. But that never happens like that. And if it is raining or something, it's really I think I've showed on video me taking the door loose and everything on it out there. Maybe I will when I do this, say kind of grasp what I need to go through whenever something does happen. Like I said, like when my sink messed up on me, it was Sunday evening. So it's never had a good time. But anyway, we got that loose. Now we'll just figure out from here what I was talking about a minute ago and see where we go from there. Okay, I finally got back this second time. This is the next day. So I forgot I had to get some see here. I had to get some what are these called? I'm trying to get these right. Female adapter. Now this is all that shark bite stuff. It is a little bit more expensive, but for the amount of work I have to do, you can get a different fittings for PEX line that require a tool, and it has like looks kind of like a clamp, not exactly like this kind of clamp, but kind of in the same family. Then you take that tool and put it around it, and it crimps it on there. But the tool was pretty expensive. So with the amount of work I have to do here and what I've done around the house, I just get these shark bite ones, and it's really amazing how they work. It has teeth that grab it, and once it's in there, it will not come back out. I don't know how it works, but it does. So that's what we're going to use for this. And I believe now I have everything I need. I went and got some more plumbing tape. Somewhere around this house I've got who knows how many little rolls of this plumbing tape. I never can remember where I put them. They're only like $1 or something. So usually when I have something to do, I'll just get that. Plumbing tape goes around the threads. You're going to have one cap. This will be your cold water coming, or hot water coming in. Cold water coming in. That goes up to the shower. And if you had a bathtub, that would go to the bathtub. But we don't, so we're just capping it off. And I found out, we decided that we're going to use the green board. There's different things that we could use. The most economical for us is the green board. It's 18 something a sheet right now, and we'll have to have, I think it was 3 or 4 sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets. We'll have some little bit of scrap left over. We could use it. There's a little jut out coming right here. We use on this side. This side is just going to get that white bead board. So so today I'm going to work on getting this mounted, shower valve mounted, my shower head mounted, and get it plumbed in, and then see how I feel. The weather's still it's really windy out, kind of cloudy. It's not supposed to rain, but it sure looks like it could. So I'll decide. I may at least get my water lines marked where I'm going to cut them, and put those on. I'm not going to I won't get it all done this weekend though, but we're just going to do what we can. Okay, get these prepared. If you've never used it before, I'm not an expert at it by any means. It's Teflon tape. Kind of hard to keep this round thing from rolling around everywhere. Okay. I read different things online. Some of them say wrap it around opposite of what you're going to be using. Some people said do it the way you're going to be twisting on. So who knows? I've always done it clockwise, the way I'm putting on my fitting, wherever the fitting is. So that's the way I'm going to do it right now. It is always hard for me to do it, so I'm going to do it before I even get it mounted. I'm going to do a couple wraps. Probably should be using a knife. If you're somebody right now saying, man, that dude doesn't have a clue what he's doing, you're right, I don't. Tighten it up with a wrench once I get the rest of them done. So that's how that goes. Okay, I got her done here. The only thing I wonder about is if when I turn the water on, if I got a leak here. once these hoses, copper PEX lines are in, will I be able to loosen that up? Because that's not a compression, that just goes in. But I'm thinking that even though that is going in and the sharp teeth are getting the pipe, I'm hoping that I can still turn that if I have a leak. To be determined. Okay, got my measurement from my shower valve. 4 foot seems to be measurement I'm seeing, and I put my shower head at 6 foot, which me and my wife are pretty short, so should be fine for us. So now I'll get those measurements and get my board across the back. All right, we ran into another problem. Let me show you what happened. I got my piece of wood up here for my shower valve. Worked out to where I just put it on the back of the stud and puts this right where it needs to be. But then when I set this up there, I got to noticing, I'm not going to have room to get my water lines in there without 90-degree fittings, which I had to go back to town to get again. So I got some 90-degree fittings. I'm going to put a short piece of, short piece of PEX pipe in here and put the 90-degree fitting, and it should work. All right, let me get this on here. 7 inches. Okay, I forgot to turn my camera on. See if I can, yeah. That's probably good. If you look back through that hole there, you can see a wood screw right here where my finger's at. It's really hard to see. I'm really trying on this, but it's not working too good. Well, there's the screws right there to mount this. And what you do is you mount it to where your finished wall is going to be flush with this right here. And then your trim ring goes over that when you're done. So it just happened to work out to where I can just mount my board right on the back here, and everything is right where it needs to be. It's right at a 1/2 inch sticking out from the wall. So now I'm going to run up here. I'm going to put my shower head 90 on there, and then we'll get a measurement, stick our PEX line in there, and I'll work my way back the other way and see how far we get. Alright, got that mounted up pretty much at 6 foot to the center. Now, try to get my measurement for my PEX line. Looks like 22 inches. See how that works out. Now, the tool for cutting the PEX line not real expensive, but it's not real cheap either. So I'm going to use a razor knife. Your cut is supposed to be really straight, which makes sense. So you just got to be careful. And my knife is over here. Back this camera up a little bit. Real professional here. This is just not a good room for getting the right angle, because it's not a very big bathroom, being a trailer, an old trailer. Alright, I got my 22-inch mark. Yeah, knock my water down. And you just try to come straight around. Just take your time. It ends up cutting pretty easy to be such a strong pipe. There it is. So I got a cut, and I'm just going to check it out here, and any kind of little rib or that's on there, you want to make sure you get that off of there. Alright, here's my cut, fairly straight. So let me see. I'm probably going to have to take that back loose. That's what I was thinking I was going to have to do anyway. Yeah. So I'm going to take this back loose. I'll stick it on and stick it in here. So I only put one screw in there just because of that. Oh, grill's acting up. Alright. Maybe I'll take this opportunity to show you this. The inside of that. You stick it in there, press it in, and it's not coming back out. It is pretty amazing. And like I said, I've used these fittings, different ones, off and on, and have not had a problem with anything leaking. It's amazing. I'm just going to stick this in here. Came up just a little bit shorter than what I thought, about a 1/4 of an inch shorter. That'll be alright. Remember that when I do my other fittings. And that's it for that. Believe it or not. Give you a little bit closer look. There's the first one. Now you can twist the pipe around. I don't want to do too much. You can move it this way, but it will not pull back out. There's a little teeth in the fitting. It worked really well. Now I'm going to try my first 90. See if I can make it a piece for that. be easy to just take this loose. So that's what we're going to do. I got my center mark on the wood there, so I can get it right back in the same place. Now, what do I do with the first 90? There it is. Again, stick it in here. You can feel it. You can feel it when it seats in there. Put that in there. Let me get my other 90 out of the bag. Well, I don't want that shark to get out of the bag, do I? I don't know if you can hear it on film, but that wind is whipping out there. Perfect. It's not going anywhere. All right. Now they're ready to go down to my other water lines. I think what I'm going to do just for today is I will I'm going to see if I can get my slack up here now that I got these all. Take the bathtub, the plastic from the bathtub on there, because there's a lot of slack down below the floor. I need to get that in the hole. I've just got a towel stuffed in it right now. I need to get that patched up. I'm going to see what I can do with these water lines. Okay, you can see the slack I've pulled up. There's the hole in the floor. The bathtub used to sit over this. So here's the slack I've got on the water lines. I know what you're probably saying. You're probably saying, well, why did you just go ahead and take it up to there? Well, I'm wanting some shutoffs on here. I know I mentioned it earlier in the video, but I'm not sure where yet. It may not be down here. It may be wherever the two water shutoffs are going to end up. I'm going to cut a hole in the closet wall, make an access door, and that way, if I ever have a problem, need to work on it, I don't have to turn the water off outside. I can just use the two shutoffs. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of wood, if you can see the, I'm going to cut it to fit that hole right there, overlap it, cover this up, and then as soon as I can, I'm going to put the insulation back there, and there's a metal piece of tin metal screwed to the bottom of the joist out there. Push it back up. Get that done, and then here very soon turn the water off and decide how I'm going to make my water lines fit where I'm wanting to put all that at. So that's where we're at. Let me get this plywood cut. Okay, everybody. Got the piece of wood over the hole. More lines coming up, and before I cover all this up, eventually I'll put some spray foam in here, seal it up a little bit more. The only thing I've kind of worried about with my drain that I did back before Thanksgiving is that's a vent, actually. I can't remember what kind of vent it's called, but it's a vent. It's where you don't have room to put another vent. A lot of trailers that have this, or they used to. So what I'm counting on is there's a sink in this bathroom that has a vent. So what I'm hoping is that where I tied on the bathtub drain is tied into the main drain real close to the drain for that sink. So what I'm hoping is I'll be able to utilize that drain vent. I have not tested the drain yet, so it kind of is what it is. Hopefully it drains well. If it doesn't, I have to deal with it then. But so what I'll probably have to do is try to tie this vent here into the drain. See, that was underneath the bathtub at one time. So, but it's not even tied in now. That drain was cut loose because when I cut the main drain line, it was on past where I needed it, so I capped off that. So I don't know, maybe we can put I left enough room to cut that cap off if I needed to. Maybe we can put one of those cap vent down below the floor. I don't know. I'm not a plumber. So we'll just deal with that one when the time comes. It'll be all right. All right, so to review what we've got done today, besides going to the parts house 3 times, is we got our shower head on. This is just screwed in there right now. You don't even have this on. We'll hang drywall. This will be exposed with a hole in the drywall. Put shower head on. And we got our PEX line in to the shower valve. We got our hot and cold started out. Hot, cold, started out. Got our drain lines up. It's just too late in the day now for me to turn the water off in case something goes wrong. So we'll be coming down here with PEX line and putting our valves down here somewhere. Probably going to try to put them down there lower. Just want to see how. I want to put them in a good place, and the PEX line only bends so many different ways. So then right here will be, that's our trim that goes on when we're done. You take this off, this comes off. If you can see it, yeah, here you go. That comes off. And this will be sticking through. You got another chrome piece comes out, and that's your on-off handle. Everything is going slow, But it is what it is. We will get it done as soon as we can. Really, after we get the water done, I'm gonna test it all out, make sure it's not leaking, and then we'll probably get our green board on. I got a hole to do up here on the ceiling. I got to patch it where I ran my wire, and get the walls screwed up, and whatever we decide to put over top of the green board. Don't know yet if it's going to be tile. We may end up putting just that not formica, can't remember what it's called now. Use it on the walls like in restaurants where they can hose everything down. It can get wet. They just glue that on there. Trying to do this as economical as we can. It's hard to do a walk-in shower economical, but we're trying. So hopefully won't be too long before I do another video. I think I have to work all weekend next weekend, what I've been told. So be another couple weeks before I can get back on this. It depends on how much I gotta work next weekend. We'll see, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And like I said, hopefully we're gonna be able to get more regular, making videos. Robin's been doing some stuff in the garden, as we showed in that last video. She's been doing stuff with the chickens. We got some stuff we want to do with the coop. We got all kinds of stuff we want to do. Hopefully we can get, the year's not starting out good, but hopefully it'll get better. And we'll get back to it as soon as we can. So see you next time. God bless.